what you can see, what you can hear, and also what are you saying? What type of conversations are you having? What's up, people? Welcome back in, man. These last 2 days I've been very, very challenging, I would say. Probably the two roughest days physically and mentally I've had in a while, especially when it comes to work. I work a very, very demanding job. I have a specific position where I'm a supervisor, right? So I have to be able to fix other people's problems daily, right? That's a part of my job. And I also have to be very verbal in communications. I have to be understanding. I have to be assertive. I have to be organized. I have to be able to put everybody's mind at ease once we're in the midst of chaos, right? And it's not always easy. Most of the time, it isn't easy because tasks are simple, people are complicated. Tasks are simple, people are complicated. What am I trying to say? I'm just trying to say I'm tired, right? That's all I'm trying to say. But when you're tired and you're doing something, you have to remember, that those are the moments when you're being pushed or challenged the most, when you're tired physically, mentally, that you have to go back to your training, right? Just like we would say basketball players do when they've been having a bad game or they had a couple of days back in a row, a couple of bad games in a row, they go back to their training. They go do some layup drills, go do some shooting drills, go do some dribbling drills, go do some teamwork exercises, footwork exercises, whatever they need to do to strengthen that part of their game so they never have consecutive bad days in a row. What I learned from this is about myself. First, I want to start with myself. Is that I have a lot of weight on my shoulders and I'm not balancing it correctly. There are times where I work harder than I should be, and I should be working smarter, right? And that takes a toll on me, right? That's the part I can control. For example, instead of going to look for somebody, I should just pick up the phone and call them, right? Because I got their phone number. Like, why would I go look for this person? Just Blue's Clues when I can pick up the phone and call them. A lot of times when I turn on this camera, I really just be venting, I be yapping, you would say. But you have to learn from lessons every day. You have to learn something from it. The first thing you should always do is look in the mirror first and then look out towards everybody else. I wouldn't even necessarily say look out towards everybody else. I would say look in the mirror first, then look at the situation at hand rather than the actual people involved. Now, you have to get to the people involved for sure, but look at the situation at hand first. I had to do some self-reflecting yesterday and last night. Reposition my mind, my focus, see where I want to be. When I self-reflect, it's two things I do. I check my vision, right? How do I check my vision? I check my vision by seeing, do I have any distractions or obstacles or anything that's blurring my vision in the way, right? So that would be probably being on my phone, right, in the middle of the work day, or just ignoring certain things, right, that I can physically see. I see it, but I'm ignoring it and I'm not addressing it. That goes hand in hand with two different things. Another way I self-evaluate myself is I pay attention to what I'm hearing. Paying attention to what I allow myself to intake. What I'm hearing. what people say when they're in my presence, what I allow people to say when they're in my presence, and then also what I go listen to myself. What I go listen to, and that falls right hand in hand with intake. Man. Also, the last one, right? So first, vision. Second is what you can hear, audio. Third is verbal. What type of conversations am I having? When I speak about a certain situation or a person, is it positive? Is it negative? Is it constructive? Is it am I tearing somebody down? Am I building someone up? Am I complaining, or am I coming up with resolutions or some kind of resolve? What am I doing when I'm having certain conversations in difficult moments? Am I complaining about it, or am I looking for a way to fix it and help it be better? Self-reflection. I'd say these last 2 days been tough. I'm finna yap a little bit now. Well, more than a little bit. Okay, today is Saturday. Technically Sunday, right? Because it's after 12 a.m. But I barely got any sleep Thursday because I got up. I got off at like 2 in the morning, and I couldn't go to sleep. And then I had a hair appointment at 9 a.m. I stayed up to like 7 a.m. Tried to take a nap before I went. Overslept, right? Because it's a 2-hour nap. And man, overslept. Woke up. Luckily, I was still able to keep my appointment. I went to that. And then I thought I was going to be able to lay down and go back to sleep after that. Couldn't do it. So, yeah, that's how that day went. I ended up going to work, and man, I was tired. And I was just walking around at work, and I sat down for a few minutes. I stood up and I saw stars. I thought, oh my God. It's like, oh my God. And then the next day, like I wouldn't say we short-staffed, but I was staffing. We just said it. I just said we didn't have all the resources that day, but we still made it happen. And man, we had a moment where a lot of people were getting frustrated and agitated. And I rarely lose my cool, especially in front of a lot of people. And I almost did. I almost did. And that put me in a mindset of, am I in a good space mentally? Am I in a good space mentally? I want to end on this note. It's always good to self-reflect, but when you self-reflecting, you gotta know what to look at. What I suggest you look at when you self-reflect is look at what you can see, what you can hear, and also what are you saying? What type of conversations are you having? Those are 3 ways to evaluate yourself.